When I work with a child, sometimes I have to hold him. It's basically to give him security in his balance and in gravity, and I'm using these soft, open hands that are distributed over a large part of its body. And then there are other situations where I want to direct a limb, for instance. And in these situations, I almost never really close my hands and grab. Because if I do that, the moment you hold on tight, I've already fixated the arm down here where my thumb is, where my little finger is, and where the index finger is. This is quite directive. Also, let me show you with something else. You can try that as well. Taking this one, I found that in a kitchen. You could use a bottle even. Whatever you can find. Try to find a cylinder and then try it out for yourself. Okay, the moment you hold on to it and you build up some muscle tone in your hand, which we tend to do because this is our grabbing reflex, you will feel the wrist is getting stiff also. I have that thing already fixed in 3 points, and in 1 point it will be attached to the child, of course. If this is a leg, it would be the hip. So my movement possibilities are limited already. I can move the wrist, but there is already muscle tone in there, and the rest I have to take from my elbows and shoulders. This is a bit taxing for the body. What I do instead is I don't really think about closing my hand. The structure I am using is actually here. And we all know that because we use it, for instance, to sit like this. Okay? I could be unconscious and this structure would still hold. It's my skeleton, it's my tendons and ligaments that give a very secure base here. And I'm just barely touching, or maybe not at all. I'm resting my fingers if it's more convenient or not, but the weight of the child's legs is lying here in my hands. And you can see that from here, I can, with very, very, very little movement, I can go in almost any direction, okay? Because it can also turn this way. It can turn this way, yeah? As soon as I'm holding on, I have to do a lot of work. Here, I'm completely easy. And if you want to know when you're grabbing too hard, the answer is, this is basically, my fingers aren't working. This is held here by friction. Okay, if you had naked skin on skin, it would even hold better. You're holding a little bit too little if this happens. Okay, and this is your homework for the rest of the day. Try this out. Take some cylinder. Try to repeat whatever I've done and showed. And then for the rest of the day, try to find out when you're gripping too hard. We learn that as little children. Little children take a glass of orange juice and drop it. And then it's unpleasant. Either they feel bad or mama is upset. If you hold a little bit too tight, nothing happens. So our environment tends to all the time correct us to grab more, do more. Try the next doorknob. If you are as I used to be, I would grab it and push it down. Basically, if the hinge works well, it should be enough to just let the hand drop on the outer edge of the door. It will open by itself. You can try to hold a glass very carefully, just a little bit over the table, and see how little effort you would use. When you're holding a pen, the moment your fingers are actually gliding down along the pen, then it is too little. And then just do a tiny little bit more. And really try that for some time, again and again. The idea of not grabbing. And first, try to get the idea in your head, in your everyday life. And then it will transform the work with your children.